I hadn't done that in over a year. And that may not look like fun to y'all, but that is a bunch of fun. There's a big difference that you can put a whistle in your mouth. And I couldn't stand those whistles you couldn't hear from, they used to have it on their finger and blow it, and they were pumping air, and I don't know what all they were doing, punching buttons, and you couldn't even hear a whistle. So I'm excited for officials. We'll be outdoors and unmasked, hopefully, right? If we're playing this great game, then, so be it. But God bless all of us. We still got to fight, and we all know we're in a pandemic, and we're doing a great job in our building and indoors. And let's not forget hygiene and being smart, all of us. I would not want to get any of you all sick and vice versa. Good work. I just told them, you don't say too much till you see the tape, but obviously I got a bird's eye view. I thought our spirit and energy and attitude is what it's been since last January. Very willing to do what it takes to be successful. Do we have a lot of work to do? Absolutely. But we're in a new world of practice. That's one down and 24 left, and then you play football. So they've got to have a sense of urgency about what we're doing. We're fortunate we have most of our players out there. We've got a few that are still out. We got a few that are working at a little bit of a limited basis, but I like the way this squad looks. And we thought when Graham Barton came in here that he was going to be a tackle. Out of necessity, when you lose your first two centers, he played really well as a true freshman. We think he's a natural tackle. He's a 6'6", 315-pound guy that's athletic. So it does allow us to do that. We've got some transfer people in here, as you know, and some young people. I think you're going to see different combinations in the offensive line. It's an area we feel like we got depth and we have competition. And it's going to be an interesting evaluation as we go forward. You'll see different combinations. It is wide open. Ben Fry, obviously we've moved him outside. I think he's in the best condition since he's been here, healthy, looks great, and he kind of leads the pack. The rest of it's going to be, we'll see. Caleb Opan missed today just because the fever is not, he's negative. It's no COVID issue, but got some kind of viral circumstance. And so I think he probably would have taken the 1 snaps today. But again, that's wide open, and we've got to have some young people step up. And looking again at different combinations there, inside and outside. What I told them, you want to end up playing, you want to be a contributor, then make the plays you should make. Do the things you should do on the practice field. People kind of get carried away a little bit with inexperience. When you've practiced here for a couple of years, that's experience. Put it to the test, utilize it, show us on the practice field. I'm not waiting till game day to see what you're going to produce. So that's a very competitive circumstance. Gunnar Holmberg's in the best shape he's been since he's been here. He has struggled with injuries. He's fit, he's stronger. I thought today, other than one critical error on a turnover, he knew when to take a shot downfield. He had a couple of big plays going against the defense. He manages our offense well. He's really gifted runner, and I'm going to continue to remind him of that. So, the old single wing, they used to call them triple threaders because they could punt too. And we may have to see if Gunnar can punt, make him a triple threader because he's a really gifted athlete. His awareness is much better as to what's going on. His confidence level's up, and all of that is a big advantage for him. I feel really good about our secondary. I keep asking our coaches, who's going to start? With a smile on my face. And what I'm telling them is I expect to see the cream stirred and it rise to the top. There's competition. There's a lot of athletes. I thought 2 or 3 of our young people flashed today. I thought there was a consistency with other people. Leonard had a little tweak and came out a little while, and I thought, good. Now we'll see somebody else have to step up and see what they do. And, you know, until I watch the film, it's always a mistake to say too much. But, yeah, competition, you know, it's going to be fun. I feel good about that. I feel like we got some competition at linebacker right now. You know, and we haven't had that kind of competition. We're not game experienced, especially up front on defense. But everywhere else, it's not just practice experience, there's some game experience. So I'm anxious to see what it boils down to. So I think it's all about respect, personally, to handle it. Yes, sir.
In your time here, what has Coach K meant to you in your time here?
It's funny you asked that. I got to see him Tuesday of this week. We had a good little short talk. He looks great, which made me feel good. I think we all, when we saw each other last year, I think it was such a strain, you know, and you just worried about people that you cared about. But it was great to see him. What he's meant was from the very beginning, and on my interview, I requested to see him, and thank goodness, because he wasn't on my itinerary, that he agreed to it. They gave us 15 minutes, and we took an hour. We talked a whole lot about being successful at Duke and how much he loved Duke, and that he thought I would feel the same way and learn to feel the same way and respect the institution, and how he went about, you know, trying to build a program. And as you know, I would listen very intently to what he said. And no offense to the others on the interview, but what I heard from him is what I've carried through these 14 years. And I think rightfully so. And he's just a great teacher. And so I hang on the words that he says, and not only myself, but everybody in Duke athletics, and I think this institution will actually not realize how much you miss him until it happens. And no offense to John Shire, I'm excited about John. Love him. Love him. I've known John since he was a player. And I think Duke basketball's in a good place and good hands. And but yeah, I bow too. You know how they do when Coach walks on the floor. I feel the same way. You know, he's a United States military graduate, academy graduate. He's a gold medalist. He's a national champion, and he's a great husband, father, grandfather in person. Doesn't get any better than that. So he's been a great example for all of us that are lucky enough to be around him in Duke athletics. I know that's more sound bites than you can handle, but that's what I wanted to say. Thanks.
The National Police Athletic and Activities League helps support the mission of kids, cops, and communities. nationalpal.org